before this video starts, let me take you back to about a day before everything kicked off.
Order! Everyone try and calm down. Calm down, everyone. Try and settle down. Okay, so we are joined today because apparently this creeper over here tried destroying your house, Coffee. Am I right with saying that?
Yep, that is 100% correcto. Out of nowhere, starts doing his sizzly wizzly business, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, comes out of nowhere, boom, 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 blows up everything. 100% the truth. 100%.
Okay, well, Coffee, if you are making all of this up, you do realize the creeper could choose to banish you to one block, right?
Wait, what? Wait, no, I'm not making it up. No, I swear, I
Whoa,
swear.
okay, you know what, Coffee? That's it. You're being banished to one block.
What? Son of a bitch. What is going on? It's your boy, Coffee Fuel Genius, back with another one. I'm going to attempt to survive 100 days on one block. Now, if you guys want to try this out for yourself, I will link it down in the description below. I'd just like to say thank you so much to every single person watching my videos. We hit 100,000 subscribers. 100,000! That's absolutely insane! But only about 2% of you who watch my videos are subscribed, so click that subscribe button, join the Fueled Army, and I'll be releasing more content like this. Anyway, on with the show. 100 days, one block. Let's go. Hello. Me again. So the way this works is that you break the block below you and it keeps regenerating a new one. And you go through hundreds of different types of blocks, all different variants, and you go through about 10 phases. This might not be so bad. So I spent day one just mining through blocks. I was getting a little bit nervous just on the one block, so I decided to use the dirt that I had dug up and make a little platform. And I just continued to mine the blocks. What else could I do? I just kept mining and hopefully I would get something. Ooh! A pig! We need to think of a name for this guy. Porky. So me and Porky were chilling out on the platform, and I managed to snatch myself up some saplings and some wheat seeds. I then eventually got a water bucket. Let's go! So which would mean that I could go underneath the block and stick a block underneath to stop gravel and things falling down, because you never know what resources you may need. About halfway through the day, the chest made a really weird sound, and hearts came fluttering out towards me. I was feeling pretty loved. I think we were about to make it to phase 2. So, what would it be? I mined it and waited the 10 seconds to see what the upgrade would be. I was so excited. What could it be? Oh, it's just more dirt. Porky looked about as impressed as I did, but nonetheless, we continued chatting throughout the day while I mined the one block. Later throughout the day, I managed to get enough wood to make a crafting table. Let's go! Using the crafting table, I made a full set of wooden tools. This would make the mining process so easy. I was so happy I wasn't using my fists anymore. I then made a bunch of wooden slabs because this would be a more efficient way of using the very little resources that I had. I made the platform a little bit wider and just continued mining through the block. You know, I was getting food at this point. Me and Porky were having a great time. I then managed to get Porky a friend. He was pretty happy, but I thought if animals keep spawning, I'm going to have to extend the platform. So I extended the miniature island and made a place to store my animals. Surrounded by twinkling stars, me and the animals were feeling pretty chill. We made a lot of progress in day 1. I stuck the sheep in the farm and waited for day 2. The sun blazed high in the sky day 2, so I took advantage and worked through that one block. Now, animals were spawning frequently, but you know, I had 2 of every animal and 3's a crowd, so rather than make it a tight squeeze, I killed the animals as they spawned, okay? Please don't have a go at me. I also then made a mini wheat farm because I needed wheat, which would then allow me to breed the animals together. We were making some serious progress, I won't lie. I just kept working through that block, you know? We couldn't give up. We just got to keep working through the block. Working through the block. I'm having a good time. I swear, I'm having such a good time. I decided I couldn't rely solely on the one block for resources, so I extended my platform and planted a bunch of trees. With trees would mean unlimited wood supply, which would mean I could extend the platform even wider. Once done with that, waiting for the trees to grow, I continued working through that block. And then look, love hearts fluttering towards me. We'd made it to the next phase. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Hopefully it's good. Okay, this seems like some kind of stone phase, it seems. A cave phase. Okay, that works for me. I mined up the cobblestone and managed to make myself a full set of stone tools. More progress. We were making some serious progress here. I was feeling really great. In a good mood, I spent the rest of day 2 just working through that one block, getting animals, waiting for the wheat and trees to grow. I knew the trees were growing, well, because I was stuck under them. The animals found it amusing, I didn't, but things were going really well. I was getting variants of animals, so I decided to extend the farm just slightly. I also noticed the seeds just weren't growing, so I used the water supply that I had to make the wet dirt. I then got attacked by a few zombies, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I sort of expected it at this point. Finally, some spruce saplings. It was time to extend the island just slightly. Now, it may not be the most advanced build you've ever seen, but I liked it, it worked for me, and it gave me some space, so I didn't feel so claustrophobic on that tiny little platform. So we came to the end of day 3. Things were looking good. Let's see what there is to come. Day 4 was here, and I was just really relaxed. I was just, mining away through that one block, trying to make some serious progress until this happened. I was caught completely off guard. Like, I didn't expect 2 zombies to come out of nowhere, and for some reason, even though I'd fought zombies before, I just became really flustered, and I thought, I can't die now. It would be just a stupid time to die. The zombies came racing towards me, chasing me over the bridge that I had built. I had to think tactically about my next moves, so I positioned myself and swiped towards the zombies, striking them down with my sword. I took out the one with ease and then used more critical hits to kill the last one. Whoa. A reminder that you should never let your guard down. That was a close one. Or so I thought. The one block kept spawning mobs after mobs after mobs. I realized this was not going to be a very easy journey. I worked through the block even more and then was chased down by a creeper. Was this ever going to end? It was just like waves and waves of bad guys, But I just kept striking the creeper, hoping that he wouldn't blow up the build that took me so long. Come on. Day 4 came to a swift close. I checked on my animals and worked through the block until, yes, you guessed it, we made it to the next phase. Seeing those hearts will never get old, It makes you feel so loved and happy. More spruce saplings, I was happy with that. Extended the little tree farm to make more wood. And then mined up, ready for the next phase. I wonder what it would be. This was really quite exciting. Oh, a snow phase. I can deal with that. I worked solidly through the snow phase and then took a look around my island to see what areas I could extend. I was sort of mapping out what I would do in my head. I then made a furnace to smelt all of the iron that I'd collected. It was about time I start making some iron tools. Hey, look at me go. Hey, can you believe we just started on one block 4 days ago? Look at us. So I collected as much wood as I could in day 5 because I had an idea for a build. I also made a bed which would make the days go so quickly and I wouldn't have to tackle mobs in the evening. Wow. Look at us go. God, I was so excited. Day 5 was coming to a close and I had an idea for a build, so I got some rest because the next day, you guessed it, I was going to build an area for my animals. Let's go. I made a huge mistake while I was building and not placed enough torches, so mobs were spawning left, right, and center. Creeper took out half my platform, the spider almost killed me, but I got there in the end. With the farm now complete, I added a few finishing touches like planting some seeds, put a water source in, just do a bit of tidying up around the island. I got rid of the small little makeshift farm and then added like a staggered wall around the platforms just to make it look a little bit more lived in and for some security. I then had to move all of the animals from the first platform all the way into the farm, which was really easy, surprisingly. I had wheat, I had fences, it was pretty straightforward. I then got some sleep ready for day 10. Day 10 was here and I planted a grass block so the area looked a little bit more green. Greeny areas always look nicer. I then did a bit more tidying of the platform, added some like stone stairs around the block to give it more like a center point, give it the charm that it deserves. I finally made a bow and a bunch of arrows on day 10 because you never knew what would be around the corner. I then attempted to try and move the pigs into the farm, but they weren't cooperating. I didn't have carrots. Who came up with these physics? Why won't the one block give me a lead? Why did I decide to do one block? This is such a stupid idea. Sorry about that. Day 11 was here, and apart from getting a place for my dog, I just got to work on the one block. Day 12 was here, and I was making big money moves. I had an iron pickaxe and a shield. Suddenly some strays appeared, and these guys definitely didn't book in advance. They just started firing arrows at me and slowing me down, but I got really lucky and they just fell off the edge. Whew. I then just continued working through the one block to try and get through this phase. I chipped and dug and trudged through many different materials that the block was throwing at me most of the day. The polar bear decided to go on a killing spree and murder everything. Like, why? Why, bro? That's just not cool. I was almost there. I could feel it. I was getting to the end of that phase. I also got enough to make a friend on this very, very lonely journey. But then suddenly, this happened. A strange sound erupted and echoed throughout the sky, and one by one, enemies spawned from the single block, destroying the structure beneath it. Despite the enemies being fully armored, I decided to approach them and strike them with my axe. I was blocking their shots with my shield. I was calculating my moves and taking them out one by one. It was pretty easy. I pushed them into the hole that they had made, and I quickly succeeded. Wow, our first mob party. Guess what I did next? Yeah, mining. More mining. Snow phase. Mining. And then finally, I reached the end of the phase. Look at those fluttery hearts. Oh, I feel all gooey inside. The upgrade came, and it seemed to be a desert phase. Fun. Oh, finally, another phase. Look at that, new materials. We were making some good progress, I won't lie. I took a good look at my whole island on the evening of day 12. I took a look at what I'd built so far and how much we'd achieved in just over 10 days. But I wasn't finished. I wanted to make a few adjustments the next couple days. I wanted to really expand my island. So I got some sleep and got to work. With an extended island, I was feeling very spacious. I had a place to breathe, and the one block had some charm to it. But I wasn't done yet. I wanted to aesthetically improve the tree farm. The tree farm area was looking a lot better, and I finally had some space to grow the trees and cut them down with ease. Progress, baby. It was time to spend some time with the animals. I fed the puppy dog and then got back to work on the one block. Finally, some diamonds appeared, so that would be one step closer to getting that diamond armor I so desperately wanted. I also tackled a few enemies, but I mean, they kind of tackled themselves, but I'm not going to argue with that. Solid few days. It was time to get some rest. Day 20 treated me to an assortment of blocks, more diamonds, and musical chests full of goodies that I wouldn't usually get on my normal playthrough of Minecraft. I reached the end of the phase, mined up the block, grabbed myself a trident, and waited for the next phase. A new phase, more blocks, more cobblestone. I was really hoping this one had more diamonds because I really wanted that full diamond armor. I also at one point got ambushed by a bunch of Vexes, but I was in no condition to fight them, so I decided to just chill out and wait for them to leave. It was day 22, I was done slurping on stew, cracked on with mining, and grabbed myself some sugar canes, which I could use to make Dude, move out the way. Which I could use to make paper for bookcases, which would allow me to make the enchantment table. And I really wanted that enchantment table. I channeled my inner Dr. Dolittle and had a bunch of animals on the island, and I was treating them with the care that they deserved. I then managed to make it to the end of the phase and picked up another diamond. I wonder what the next phase would be. This one seemed to be a red desert phase, but this one treated me to, you guessed it, a villager. Finally. Hello, Irina. Welcome to Viva la Coffee Fueled Genius. So, I decided to grab as much materials because I knew I'd have to build Irina a place to live. She couldn't just walk around the island in the cold, so I got to work and made her a place to sleep. The building was all complete, so I moved Irina into her new home. It took a bit of moving around, but the process went pretty smoothly. I slapped an iron door on that bad boy and allowed Irina to get used to her new home. Some serious progress made, but our journey wasn't over yet. Day 30 was here and I was hungry for enchantments. I may not have the enchantment table yet, but I knew I could get hold of enchanting books. So I made myself a lectern and gave it to my villager, hoping that they would give me the Book of Mending. Now, the villager did start to complain that they weren't allowed to leave the room and wondered why. I said it was for their own safety because there's zombies everywhere, but if you give me the Book of Mending, I may allow you to go and roam around the island. I lied, which is a shame, but oh well. I got on with the rest of my jobs, I fed my little puppies, and managed to pick up some diamonds from the one block. I finally had enough diamonds to make the diamond pickaxe. Wow, finally! I placed the tool in a placeholder because I wasn't ready to use it just yet, and then I cracked on with the block, being treated to more villagers and more resources. Day 32 was a special day. I finished up by giving Ruth the job of being a farmer so I could sow my crops to her. Wow, I grabbed some rest, ready for the next day. Day 33 was here and I reached the end of the phase. I wonder what the next one would be. Wow, the Nether phase. Now this one I knew would be a dangerous one, but I also found out that I would be treated to ancient debris. I wonder if I'd get netherite on this journey. After chipping through the ancient debris, obsidian had revealed itself, another crucial resource for my one block journey. I blitzed through the nether phase in hopes for enough obsidian to make the enchantment table, but also so I could get my hands on enough ancient debris to make full netherite armor. That would be epic. I also took a lot of time to build a wall around my island, but then this happened. Blazes had spawned from the one block. Surrounded by extreme heat, I finally eliminated the blazes, but I was forced to gaze upon hours of hard work burning to a crisp. The fire had scorched through my island. I just completely panicked. I was just doing everything in my power to put out the fire and I just wasn't thinking straight. I did everything I could and then I died multiple times and then died again and I just couldn't believe it. I just wasn't thinking. Hours of hard work just burning to a crisp. I couldn't believe it. Day 35 was here and I gazed upon the devastation that had occurred. I lost my diamond pickaxe, all of my animals, my beautiful little puppies. But I couldn't let it stop me. It was time to rebuild the island. I was feeling much better on day 37. I had learned from my mistakes and built a wall around the one block. Now it was time to put it to the test. The gates of hell opened and splurred out blazes, gas, magma cubes, zombie piglins, all that you could imagine that was evil. But my method had worked. The floor was destroyed beneath them and they just fell through. I was rewarded with a lava bucket, so I decided to make a cobblestone generator. The generator was complete and offered an infinite supply of cobblestone. This was great. It was a great material for tools and builds. It was just a great addition to the island. It was also personally the first ever generator I'd ever built, so I was feeling pretty proud of myself. I then just worked through the one block and made it to the next phase. Big things were on their way, the next phase appeared and it seemed to present itself as a sort of emerald, quartz and diamond phase, which was fantastic. But before I could continue, I knew I'd need fortune on my pickaxe. This way I would get a lot more out of what the phase could offer. So before I built the enchantment table, I wanted XP, and to do that, well, I'd have to build a mob farm. Whew, sweat was dripping down my brow. That was hard work. That was, fun fact, personally the first ever mob farm I'd ever built in my history of Minecraft. Can you believe it? But I was really excited to see how the mob farm worked. And boy, did it impress. I just got pools and pools of XP. And as you know, I love XP. I had finally built the enchantment table, but we weren't ready just yet. I wasn't prepared to place this bad boy because, well, I had literally no bookshelves. And as you know, if you want to enchant your items, you want to do it in style. You want to do it with level 30. So I decided to dedicate the next few days to just getting leather and waiting for sugar canes to grow so I had enough paper to make bookshelves. Now that ender dragon was just around the corner. Whew. I don't know about you, but I was growing pretty impatient. The sugar canes finally grew, and I had enough paper to make enough books to make a bunch of bookshelves. I guess it was time to build that area for the enchantment table. A nice, neat little addition to the island. No, it wasn't like the coolest build you've ever seen, but it was a nice little addition to show off that enchantment table. I was pretty tired, so I got some rest. Woo! Day 62, took mending off the pickaxe and got to work on enchanting all of my items. I even enchanted my trident, which again was a first for me. Look at that, I've never seen this before. Like, you throw it and it comes back. I also worked on the mob farm, got a bunch more XP, and then enchanted my bow, and that was a beastie bow. With the enchantment table now complete, it was time to move on to my next mission without haste. I wanted more diamonds for full diamond armor. I made it to the end of the phase, and the next one was the stronghold phase. Yes, I noticed a pattern here. I noticed that we may be coming to the end, so I just blitzed through the block. Then this happened. Evokers were summoning my worst nightmare. Their piercing screeches as they flew towards me never got any less terrifying. I was dodging them as much as I could, but they seemed to get a few good hits on me. But eventually, with tactical dodging and sharpness on my sword, I managed to kill those little guys. Oh, I hate Vexes. It wasn't all bad though. I managed to snatch myself some totems of undying. I then made myself a full set of diamond armor and upgraded it with netherite. Oh, look at me, smothered in netherite and diamond. I was feeling cozy. I then worked through the block and made it to the end of the stronghold phase. The end phase had presented itself. Finally, so I worked through the block. Now, when I say worked through, I mean I blitzed through this block. I also went and re-enchanted my sword with fire aspect because dealing with Enderman with fire is so much easier. I also grabbed myself some ender pearls and then was attacked by a mob party. These were getting quite difficult, I won't lie. The shulkers were the worst part of it because as soon as they hit you, you go floating into the air and there's no way of coming back down. I also worked through all of the endermen, picked up a bunch of ender pearls. We were making progress. Man, these guys are so angry. But see what I mean with the fire? So easy. I was rewarded with an Eye of Ender, which I thought was pretty strange considering I had a bunch of Ender Pearls. But then this happened. I was given a warning that the end was near. Wow. Had we reached the final phase? Yes, we did it. We completed the one block, all 10 phases. Wow. I was curious to see if it kept spawning any more blocks. I quickly learned that I would be on this block forever. This one block was infinite. I guess I just have to go and kill the Ender Dragon in hopes that it would free me. I made myself a brewing stand so I could make potions because I wanted to be prepared for the Ender Dragon fight. I filled up the bottles with water and made myself a bunch of slow falling and strength 2 potions. These are the necessities for when fighting the Ender Dragon. I also gained a load of XP and re-enchanted all of my armor. I wanted to be more prepared for the fight, so I just blitzed through enchanting, spending all of my points. We were feeling more and more prepared. Wow, I took one last stroll across my one block island. Look how much we'd achieved over our 100 days. The enchantment table, a mob farm for unlimited XP, unlimited water, unlimited cobblestone, a tree farm, villagers. Wow, I said goodbye to Irina, Ruth, and the other guys. This was it. I may not come back, but it was time to fight that Ender Dragon in hopes that it would free me from this infinite block. I summoned the portal. The infinite galaxy sat beneath me, and so I decided to dive in. This place looked nothing like I could have imagined, but I had to work quickly. I slurped up my slow falling potion and got to work quickly, scaling those towers. I had to destroy those crystals as quick as possible because they were the healing entities for that evil dragon. With patience and delicacy, I took out those crystals with my bow with insane accuracy, but it only enraged the dragon even more. He fired a ball towards me, so I had to leap from the tower I was on. He continued to launch clusters of his dragon's breath towards me, but nothing was stopping me. I scaled those towers one by one, destroying those healing entities. I was going to free the End, and hopefully myself. After destroying the final healing crystal, I made work on the dragon. Without his healing entities, he was vulnerable, so I drank my Strength 2 potion and got to work. I dodged his wide-span wings because if they caught me, I'd go flying. I managed to get underneath him and strike him with my sword. He struck me with a rageful swipe of his wing and then juggled me throughout the air. But nothing could stop me. I continued firing those arrows, piercing his skin. Perseverance is key. I continued fighting that dragon to bring him down and free the End. I finally killed the Ender Dragon. I was also attacked by a few of his guardians, but with my Fire Aspect sword, I managed to keep them at bay. Wow. Pools of XP came dropping from his body. I leveled up to level 67. That was absolutely insane. I also snatched the egg to display on my island. It was evident that despite freeing the End from the dragon, I would not be freeing myself. The portal led me back home. I made it home safely and took a look at everything we'd achieved across 10 phases in 100 days. What a journey we've been on. Thank you so much to each and every single one of you that keep watching my videos. If you liked it, please click that like button because it lets me know that you love watching what I love doing. I'm the Coffee Fuel Genius, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.